Imagine a tournament that started with only 13 teams, one small stadium, and a dream of bringing the entire world together through football. Today, the FIFA World Cup is the biggest sporting event on Earth, watched by billions of people across every continent. Behind every World Cup is a host country with its own story, culture, and unforgettable football moments. Behind every World Cup is a host country with its own story, culture, and unforgettable football moments. Hosting the World Cup is one of the greatest honours a nation can receive, but it requires much more than just building stadiums. Our journey begins in 1930, when Uruguay hosted the first FIFA World Cup and created a tradition that would change football forever. In 1930, only 13 teams participated in the first ever FIFA World Cup, and every match was played in Montevideo, Uruguay. The final was played at the famous Estadio Centenario, where Uruguay defeated Argentina 4-2 and became the first World Cup champions. The second World Cup moved to Europe in 1934, when Italy hosted the tournament and became champions on home soil. In 1938, France hosted the World Cup, and Italy defended their title by winning their second consecutive championship. After 1938, the world changed dramatically. World War II stopped the tournament for 12 years before football finally returned. After a 12-year break, the FIFA World Cup returned in 1950, with Brazil becoming the host country for a new era of football. Brazil built the legendary Maracanã Stadium, one of the most famous football stadiums ever created. The 1950 final round created one of football's biggest shocks when Uruguay defeated Brazil in front of a huge crowd. Switzerland hosted the 1954 World Cup, a tournament that introduced new levels of organisation and international attention. The 1954 final became known as the Miracle of Bern, when West Germany defeated the powerful Hungarian team. In 1958, Sweden hosted the World Cup, and the world discovered a young Brazilian talent named Pelé. At just 17 years old, Pelé helped Brazil win their first World Cup title and became a global football icon. 4 years later, Chile hosted the 1962 World Cup, where Brazil successfully defended their championship. In 1966, England hosted the tournament, bringing the World Cup to the birthplace of modern football. England won their first and only World Cup title in 1966 after defeating West Germany in a dramatic final. In 1970, Mexico became the first country in North America to host the FIFA World Cup. The 1970 tournament is remembered as one of the greatest in history, with Brazil playing beautiful attacking football. Brazil, led by Pelé, won their third World Cup title and created a legendary team remembered forever. West Germany hosted the 1974 World Cup, beginning a new era in football history. The 1974 tournament introduced the current FIFA World Cup trophy after Brazil permanently kept the previous trophy. In 1978, Argentina hosted the World Cup and won their first ever championship on home soil. 4 years later, Spain hosted the 1982 World Cup as football continued expanding around the world. Mexico became the first country to host the World Cup twice when it organized the 1986 tournament. The 1986 World Cup became famous because Diego Maradona delivered one of the greatest individual performances in football history. From 1990 onward, the World Cup began traveling across continents, connecting more cultures than ever before. In 1990, Italy hosted the World Cup, bringing the tournament back to one of football's most passionate nations. The 1994 World Cup moved to the United States, introducing football to a massive new audience. France hosted the 1998 World Cup and created history by winning their first ever title. In 2002, South Korea and Japan became the first Asian countries to host the FIFA World Cup. The 2006 World Cup returned to Germany, where fans experienced one of the most organized and exciting tournaments ever. In 2010, South Africa made history by becoming the first African country to host the FIFA World Cup. The tournament introduced the world to the sound of the vuvuzela and showed Africa's passion for football. Brazil hosted the World Cup again in 2014, bringing the tournament back to one of football's spiritual homes. The 2014 tournament produced unforgettable moments, including Germany's incredible 7-1 victory over Brazil. Germany recovered from that historic match and went on to win the 2014 World Cup final against Argentina. In 2018, Russia hosted the World Cup and introduced a new era of football technology. The tournament used VAR technology, helping referees make more accurate decisions during important matches. France won their second World Cup title in 2018 after defeating Croatia in the final. In 2022, Qatar became the first Middle Eastern country to host the FIFA World Cup. Qatar's tournament was unique because it was played in November and December instead of the usual summer months. The 2022 World Cup created one of football's greatest stories when Argentina won the championship after a legendary final. Lionel Messi finally lifted the World Cup trophy, completing one of football's greatest careers. In 2026, the FIFA World Cup will make history with 3 host countries: the United States, Canada, and Mexico. The 2026 tournament will feature 48 teams, making it the biggest World Cup ever. More nations, more matches, and more fans will experience the biggest celebration in football history. Did you know the FIFA World Cup has been hosted on every continent except Antarctica? Mexico will become the first country to host the FIFA World Cup 3 times in history. Every host country has added something special to football history, from legendary matches to unforgettable celebrations. Some countries created legendary matches, while others introduced new technology that changed how football is played. But the biggest impact of the World Cup is how it brings people together through the love of football. Millions of children around the world watch the tournament and dream of becoming future football stars. Every World Cup creates memories that last for generations and becomes a permanent part of football history. From Uruguay in 1930 to North America in 2026, the World Cup journey tells the incredible story of football itself. Because football is more than a game. It is a language understood by the entire world. If you love football history, subscribe for more FIFA World Cup stories, legendary moments, and educational football documentaries. Comment below which World Cup host country created the greatest tournament ever.